what I found. My name is Jake. I am an old man now. I have grey hair and tired eyes, but long ago I was young and full of dreams. I wanted to find treasure. Not gold, not jewels, a special treasure hidden deep in the desert. People told stories about it. They said it was lost long ago. When I was 25, I left my home. I took food, water, and a map. The map was old. It had a red X on it. I thought, this is real. I will find the treasure. I said goodbye to my family and walked into the hot, wide desert. I did not know what I would find. The sun was strong, the sand burned my feet, but I walked and walked. Each day I looked at the map. Each night I slept under the stars. I dreamed of treasure and of people saying, "Jake is the man who found it." That dream pushed me forward. After some time I saw old bones in the sand. Maybe someone else came here too, but they did not make it. I was scared, but I did not stop. I said, I am not like them. I will not fail. I walked faster. My water was low, but my hope was high. I met travellers on the way. Some laughed at me. There is no treasure, they said. Others warned me the desert is dangerous. But I did not listen. I believed in the map. I believed in the story. I believed in myself. That was the start of my long journey. Many years have passed now. I remember those days like a dream. But what I found at the end of my path was not what I expected. The desert was big. It had no roads, no signs, just wind, sun and sand. I often felt lost. My feet hurt, my lips were dry, but I kept going. I looked at the sky and said, "Please show me the way." The silence of the desert was loud in my ears. Days turned into weeks. I found caves, rocks and old trees. I thought, maybe the treasure is here. I dug in many places. I opened old boxes, found bones, pots and papers, but no treasure. Still, I told myself, it is close, just a little more. One night I sat under a tree. My hands were dirty, my clothes were torn. I looked at the stars. They were bright and beautiful. In that moment I felt something warm inside me. A small voice said, "Jake, what are you really looking for?" But I shook my head. "I want the treasure," I said. I stood up and walked again. I followed the map. I walked through sandstorms. I slept on cold rocks. I climbed small hills and crossed dry rivers. Each time I got tired, I thought about the red X on my map. One day I found an old man in the desert. He had a tent and a fire. He gave me water and food. We sat together. He asked, "Why are you here, young man?" I told him about the map and the treasure. He smiled and said nothing. Before I left, he looked at me and said, "Be careful. Sometimes we search for treasure outside but forget to look inside." I didn't understand him then. I just thanked him and moved on. I was too focused on the gold I wanted to find. I walked for many more days. My legs were weak. My skin was burned from the sun. But still, I followed the map. I believed the treasure was real. I believed it would make me happy. I thought it would fix my life. One morning I reached a hill. The map said the treasure was under it. My heart beat fast. I dug all day. I used my hands, a small shovel, even a rock. My fingers bled, my back hurt, but I did not stop. I had come too far. Finally, I hit something hard. My eyes grew wide. I dug faster. I pulled out a box. My hand shook. I opened it slowly, but inside there was nothing. Just dust and some broken wood. My heart sank. I sat on the ground, too tired to cry. I stayed there all night. The stars watched me in silence. I felt empty. I felt foolish. I had wasted years. I had no home, no family. I had only this map, and now not even that. I tore it and let the wind take it. Then I closed my eyes. I remembered my past. I thought of my mother's smile, my father's voice, my old friends. I missed them. I missed myself. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe the treasure was never in the ground. Maybe it was in me, my heart, my memories, my strength. I had survived storms, heat, hunger, and pain. I had learned, I had changed. Maybe that was the real gold. I looked up at the stars and felt peace for the first time. Years passed. I found a small village. The people there were kind. They gave me food and a place to sleep. I did not tell them about my journey. I only said, I walked a long road. That was enough. They did not ask more. In the village, I started a new life. I helped the farmers. I taught the children how to read. I told them simple stories, stories about courage, hope, and love. The children laughed, and I laughed with them. For the first time in many years, I felt alive. One day a boy asked me, "Sir, have you ever seen treasure?" I smiled. I looked at the sunset, then back at him. "Yes," I said, "I have seen the greatest treasure." His eyes grew big. "Where is it?" he asked. I pointed to his chest. "Right there," I said. The boy looked confused. "You don't need gold to be rich," I told him. "You need kindness. You need strength. You need love for others and for yourself." He nodded slowly, still thinking. That night he sat beside me and asked for more stories. As I grew older, I became a storyteller in the village. People came to hear me speak. They brought me food and warm clothes. I had nothing to give, but they said my words were gifts. I no longer searched for treasure. I had already found it, inside me and in the hearts of those around me. Now I am an old man. My hair is white, my hands shake. But my heart is full. I sit outside my small house every evening. I watch the sun go down. Children come and sit near me. They listen to my stories. Their smiles are my reward. Sometimes I think of the desert. I remember the hot sun and the cold nights. I remember my empty hands and my tired feet. I remember the dreams of gold and glory. But I also remember the quiet, the peace, the moments when I heard my own heart. I now know something very important. The treasure was never under the sand. It was not in a box or under a rock. It was always with me. I just had to stop running and listen. I had to believe in myself. That is not easy, but it is the truth. People come from other villages to hear my words. They ask me, "What is the secret to a happy life?" I tell them, "Look inside you, help others, be honest, be brave, don't chase gold, chase meaning. Many of them cry when they hear this. I never became rich, I never found gold, but I found something better. I found myself. I found peace. That is the greatest treasure of all, and now I share it with anyone who wants to listen. That is my gift to the world. Some days I sit alone. The wind moves the trees. Birds sing in the sky. I smile because I am not sad. I feel full, I feel strong. Even with old bones, I feel young inside. I know who I am now, and that is enough. Young people ask me, "Do you wish you never went to the desert?" I always say no. I had to go. I had to search. I had to get lost. Because getting lost helped me find the way. They nod. They understand. Sometimes you must go far to see what is near. Life is not about gold. Life is about growing, about learning, about giving. The treasure was not under the ground. It was in my heart. It was my strength, my hope, my voice. And I want you to know, you have that treasure too. You don't need a map. You don't need a desert. You only need time and belief. Look inside. Be patient. The treasure will shine. It will guide you. It will change you, just like it changed me. That is my story. That is my truth. I was a man who chased gold, but I found myself, and now I tell my story so others can find their own treasure too.